Alright, welcome back to Jim's Guitar Garage. We've got our second Les Paul Studio on the bench. This one has a issue with the pick guard. The screw and the nut underneath are missing. This one also needs a string change. It's got a broken switch. It just flops around and it's loose. So we're gonna work on that. We've also got some fret ends that start getting nasty right around the 6th, 7th fret area. Yeah, really sharp all the way down. So the first few frets not too bad. So we'll take care of that. Also clean up this fretboard, which has got a bunch of gunk on it. And we're basically going to do the whole setup again and check everything out. So we're going to start with small stuff like the tuners. Oh, all of them are loose. Wow. Hopefully you can see that. Let me slide this down a little bit. So the strings are already off. So we will start with that. Let me find my tool. Must be over here. There we go. The old octopus tool. So we'll go ahead and tighten all these. Yeah, these are like really loose. We've got a little bit of string remnants in here. I had some of my helpers help me take off some of these strings. Apparently they missed this. Alright. Done. Okay, so tuners are good. Check the back. Make sure these are all tight. Oh yeah. All of these are loose. Let me flip this over so you guys can see. Almost all of them are slightly loose, just a slight turn, but we want to make sure these are snug. They don't need to be gorilla tight or anything, just snug enough. So we don't throw off our tuning. Alright, that's good. Alright, we'll check the strap buttons. Those are good. We've got all our screws on the controls. And we're going to take off this pick guard, which honestly I would like to leave it off, but it's not my guitar. And I don't think they want it off, but my personal opinion is that looks pretty cool just the way it is without the pick guard, especially on these solid colored ones. And I don't know if you notice under here, but there's like a little bit of yellowing. You might not be able to pick it up in the camera. So we're gonna try see if we can find some hardware. Well, we're also missing one of the knobs over here. I don't believe I have another one of those, so we're probably just gonna send it back like that. They didn't request to have a knob change, so let's see, I should have. There we go. So I have an old Gretsch clear pick guard off of a hollow body. So it was one of those deals. But I have all the hardware here. So we should be able to salvage some of that hardware. Hopefully. It'll work with this and we can replace this pick guard. Alright, so we're just concerned with that nut right there. And this screw right here, and we have a I don't know if this has a self-adhesive on it. It doesn't appear. But we can put this, we can probably glue that on for some protection for the top of the guitar. Alright, so let's try and put this back together. This actually seems a little long. I don't know if you can see that right there, but it's sticking out a little bit too high. It's possible that it won't make contact, but yeah, if it's right there, it won't make contact, so we should be good. I'm going to see though if I have another. If I have another machine screw here that's the same like this, but a little bit shorter. So we'll be right back. All right, we do not have another one of these, so we are going to go with what we have. A small socket for this. Alright, so we've got our little mini snap on here. Go ahead and start tightening this down. Alright, gold one goes on the side here. Get nice and snug. And then I'm just going to put this underneath. I might have to go on the other side and kind of block your view a little bit, but I think we got it. we go, that's fixed, nice and good. Got a little space between there, so we should be fine. Make sure this is tight. There we go. Alright, so that's done. Alright, next thing I want to do is probably look at this switch. Take that cover off. We can take a better look. Hopefully the wires underneath are not broken. Okay, that is totally broken. So, I don't know if you can see that, but the switch itself is supposed to be inside here, and it's down here. So let's see if we can, I have to go like this. Yeah, so I'm thinking that this thing was dropped on the switch. So we'll see if we can put this back together. I do not think so. I've never had this happen before. But there's definitely two spots there that it fits into. And it just kind of clicks in. Okay. And it doesn't pull out that easy. So yeah, it definitely must have got dropped on the switch that popped this out. So it appears to be working. Yeah, it barely comes out, so as long as they don't beat on it too much. Let me try and flip it around the other way. Alright, so we're going to see if we have a compatible switch. I know I have a PRS one, but I don't know if it's going to. I believe this is from a PRS. If not, it's an LP one, but it is significantly longer than this one. So let's see if it'll even fit in here. And we'll change the tip. That's going to be awful close. Let's use the gold. Let's make sure these are compatible. And they don't appear to be. We kind of want to maintain the gold. Alright, so this one we will be ordering a new switch, which is only, a few dollars, so it shouldn't be too bad. And then we'll replace this unless there's some way we can figure out to fix this. I don't see how though. Not with this thing being totally separated. I have never seen that before. Alright, so we'll be back. Alright, so we're just going to continue on with this Les Paul until that switch comes in. So first thing, we're going to clean this nasty fingerboard. So you've got some lemon oil on here, not necessarily for any kind of conditioning or anything, but just it'll help us break down that all that nasty slimy DNA. Just to clean this up a little bit. These are 2009s. This is a black one. And obviously it's some kind of special model because I guess this was during the Rosewood issues and CITES stuff, so they chose some kind of maple, it looks like. I could look it up, but it could be some other type of wood, but it looks just like a standard maple neck. But it actually looks really good on this white one. Better. So one of the other issues that we have on here is, like I mentioned before, yeah, actually, there's even some right there at the second fret, is we're gonna, same thing as last time, we've got some major fret and dressing to do. So once again, the old trusty Fret Guru fret end file. And you're just going to kind of do a forward and slowly roll it and drag it out at the same time. And you can kind of hear it. And it's nice and smooth. It's going to get fairly quiet with the files. So we're just going to go down these, clean them all up. They're all nice and good, and then we'll clean this fretboard one more time, get all the little metal flakes off of it, and then move on with some other stuff. Alright, while we're waiting for this part to come in, the next thing we're going to do is check this neck. Again with the 4/1000. It's got a little bit of a bow to it. Pull off the truss rod cover. Up just a little bit. And we'll just keep moving until a little bit more. Okay, the 4 is not fitting underneath, so that was hardly any adjustment at all. So we should be good on that. Next, we will polish the frets. bad. Go back through with the polishing side. Okay, now I'm sure you can hear me better. Alright, so we're going to hit these first one more time with a little bit of alcohol, clean them up. Alright, nice and polished. Alright, next step is put some strings on. Again, we're going to go with XL110s. Alright, strings are on, so let's go ahead and we are going to check the neck first, and then we're going to go ahead and check our string height. So again, we're looking at about 10 to 12 thousandths. Neck relief. The 8th fret. So 10 is just you can hear that, I'm sure. So that is perfect. Not going to touch that. Now let's check our action, our string height. Seventeenth fret, we've got just about 5/64. We've got just over 3/64. So we're going to bring this down slightly. Got 5/64. Just go just slightly over. Actually, we'll bring that one down one more too, just there. So right on the line. Alright, we're going to tune this up first since we dropped it quite a bit. There's some ping in there, we're going to have to lube that nut slot. Alright. This time. Perfect on this side. We're almost at 64, it's a little bit lower. Alright, I will buy that. Let's tune it up again. Perfect. And perfect. Alright, so we'll knock those off of our list. We did neck relief, action, already polished the frets, fret and dress. Alright, let's check this nut slot height. I think we're good there. Intonation. Perfect. Okay, good with intonation. Nut slot height checks out. String change is done. So we'll continue with this once we get this part in, and if we can find another knob, then we'll replace that. If not, we're going to have to send it back like this. Alright, next we're going to go ahead and do pickup height. So we're going to start on the treble side. That is nearly perfect. This one's a little bit high. Not too low. Perfect. These are both too low. This one was way low. Let's pick up. This one's going to come up just a little bit more. All right, pickup height is perfect. We're back with the white Les Paul, and we have our new switch. So we're going to go ahead and solder that in. All right, so the first thing that we've got to do is unsolder the old one. And what we're going to do is we're going to do this one by one with the wires. So we pull off the ground lug here. It matches to the ground lug here. So make sure you pay attention to your switch and try to get the same style switch. So we've got a ground lug on this side. We've got 3 lugs on the other side. So we've got red, black, and white. And we're just going to set this side by side, and we're going to switch everything one by one so we don't mess anything up. And make sure you protect your guitar from any flying solder. And I am going to go turn my fan on. Crack the garage door here. So we'll probably do a voiceover, so because of this fan noise. All right, we're gonna improvise here a little bit. My little stand won't work, so I've done this before. Simply place that on here. That'll give it some weight. All right, ground lug is off. Put that on there pretty good. Maybe another tool here. All right, let's try this. I think we got it. start with the white. The center lug, I know you can't see it, but I'll show you afterward. The center lugs are actually two lugs put together. So we have the same thing over here. They're just kind of pushed towards each other. So we're going to go ahead and put that black wire in the middle, and then we'll work our way out. So I'm going to go ahead and feed this through both of these. Put a little bit of a bend on it. A little more. So basically we're trying to put like a little fishhook end on here. We're going to hook it into both of these. Try and curve it down. This is going to take quite a bit of heat and solder to get all this to go together. So you want to put a little dab of solder on here, warm these up so that solder will stick. Let that cool and then we'll check that out. Alright, we've got good coverage on both sides. I will make sure I check that under a magnifying glass. So right now if we compare it to this one, we've got the red on this side, the white is going to go over here. I'm going to go ahead and take that again, make that little hook. And the good thing is this wire is already tinned because it was soldered on before, so make a little hook in there. A little bit more. This wire keeps twisting. There we go. Bring the tip off, put a little dab of this on. Alright, that's nice and filled in. Now all we got to do is finish taking this red one off. Putting it on here. So same thing. A little dab of solder on there. Line this up. That red wire is off. Put this to the side. Clean this up a little bit. Alright. And we've got an alarm going off. Alright. Alright, last wire. Once again, clean the tip. Put a little drop of solder on there. Let all those fumes blow towards the fan. Gonna heat this up. And then load up the solder to fill in that hole. Alright, this one it doesn't look like we got good solder adhesion because I only heated up one of the lugs. This is the other side of the black one, so I'm just going to heat that up. There we go. Both sides have good flow. Now we're going to go hook this up and test it, and then hopefully everything works. Okay, so we've got it hooked up with our little wireless device over here. The switch is still hanging out the back, so we're just going to make sure that everything works. So that's obviously bridge, and then we'll go to middle. Alright, so we'll make sure we install it that way with the bridge down, and we'll put this together and then tune it back up again. Obviously it's out of tune, and we'll get this thing out of the shop. There it is. Alright, so to put this in, use a little spanner tool like this. This just happens to be a Music Nomad one. There's a couple of them out there. I actually have another one also, which is another brand. And then you just push this in. And that is installed. Now we can take this off. We'll go ahead and put our back plate back on. Alright, and we now have a fully functioning guitar with a working switch.